How you doing, everyone? I'm Val Fuji with Superwoman Boot Camp, and today we have our camper of the month, Claire Gray. I'd like to welcome Claire. Thank you for taking the time to be introduced and interviewed today based on your results, because you have achieved some phenomenal results. And so how long have you been with Superwoman Boot Camp now?
I have been with you guys since April 2009, so nearly a year.
Okay. Now, before we get into your results, let's take you back where, before you got involved with Superwoman Boot Camp, what was your workouts like?
Pretty much just get out, get some exercise, get some fresh air. I did cardio kickboxing twice a week. I did Pilates once a week. I went out and exercised around my neighborhood, up and down the hills, just walking as much as I could, 45 minutes to an hour a day. But there was no structure, no regime.
Okay.
Just get out, get some air.
So you mentioned that there was no structure to your program prior to Superwoman Boot Camp. So when you became part of Superwoman Boot Camp, then there was given a program.
Yes.
Okay. So you would tell us a little about the program, starting maybe with the workouts per se.
So the workouts were twice a week, Superwoman Boot Camp, and they were focused more on weight-bearing exercises, because I had no strength, so no muscles. So I did that twice a week, and then once a week I'd do weight-bearing on my own. And then as far as the cardio, I would do 4 days a week of cardio, and it was focused on getting my heart rate above my threshold and really pushing myself to the point where it felt like I had trouble breathing.
Okay.
So I'd do that for a minute. So I'd warm up for 5 minutes, I'd push my heart rate up for a minute, and then slow it back down for a minute and a half, and I'd do that 5 times. So it's more interval training.
Okay.
And I ended up, that takes about 30 minutes max. So versus my hour and a half workouts, I was doing 30 minutes, which is fantastic.
And it sounded like with the activities that you were doing prior to Superwoman Boot Camp, you weren't working as hard or with the intensity that you did.
No, it wasn't the intensity. They were just social events, I guess.
So let's talk about the nutrition a little bit now.
So the nutrition, that was an interesting challenge for me. I thought I ate healthy. I eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables. I cook at home a lot. But I wasn't eating a lot of protein. I wasn't eating frequently enough. So my nutrition plan with you was eat 5 meals a day. For every meal, focus on between 300 to 400 calories per meal. And each meal should be consistent of 50% carbs, 30% protein, and 20% fat.
You had the workouts, you had the nutrition, so let's go into your results.
Okay. So my results, when I started in April of 2009, I was at 132 pounds, 28% body fat. As of December 2009, I was 119 pounds at 17% body fat.
Wow.
So, great results.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we have pictures to prove it.
Yes.
And you can see it right below.
Yes.
Before and after photos. So
I'm
she's
very
not
happy.
making this up.
Yes, I'm very happy. At first, I didn't have a goal when I first came to you. I just knew something had to change. And then halfway through my time with Superwoman Boot Camp, I was going to go on a cruise. And I was like, okay, now I've got a goal. And when I went on my cruise, I felt great. Yeah.
And that being said, that's very important, as Claire was saying. You know, you have to have a goal. You have to have something to shoot for. It makes it a little bit more exciting, and then then you have to achieve it. It's not as if you're trying to go through the motions without, having any reason or rhyme or reason. So, last thing, because this is I'm very proud of Claire, of what she's done, especially with the nutrition. She's kind of found a love with food, and she's taken to a whole new level in terms of having to provide portions and really going in depth and learning about food. And she has a phenomenal blog called easyportions.com, and Claire's going to just share that a little bit about with you, because you can go to that link and you can learn a lot more. But Claire?
So when I first started the nutrition plan, I felt, overwhelmed. It was just, it was just food. And I would take 3 ounces of turkey and I'd eat it, and then I'd take my vegetables, and then I'd take my carbs. But it wasn't a meal. It was something that I just had to eat, just had to get through. And I knew that if I was going to make this lifestyle sustainable, and it was gonna be with me for a long time, I knew I had to do something about the meals. I think I started with a smoothie, for example, and I started looking into, okay, what would make that smoothie 50% carbs, 30% protein, 20% fat. But before I even started that, I had to learn what a calorie was. I had to understand what a calorie was and how it's a measure of to fuel your energy, give you energy to fuel your system. I had to learn about that, and then I had to learn how to turn that into numbers that I could make into a percent. So it was a lot of numbers to start with, and then once I had those numbers, then I was like, okay, well, how do I put this food together to make a meal? And that was my goal, was to make a meal. Not just this, and this, three things. I needed it to be a good meal. One of my first meals was a chicken curry, and it was, when I finished it, I thought it was the best thing because I had my rice, I had all my vegetables, and I had my protein, the chicken, and it was delicious. It was wonderful. So that's where I was like, well, I finished that. Now I have to make another meal because I've got 5 meals a day, 35 meals a week. Fish tacos, beef stew, spaghetti and meatballs. I had all of that in there. And they all met the 50-30-20. And then I was like, well, I should share this with other people, because it is so easy to get so discouraged in the beginning that you just say, forget it. I don't want to do this anymore. It's too hard. It's too much work. I just need it to be easier. I need it to be easy, because you're making so many changes with your life, with the regime, the fitness regime, and then the nutrition. It's so much to take in. You need it to be a little bit easier. That's why I created easyportions.com. So people could just go out there, find a recipe that would meet one of their meal needs, like breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, and just print it out. And so my slogan is find, cook, eat, done.
Love it.
And then I publish a new recipe every Monday.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for something real simple, because it is easy.
Simple is the key. I'm not an excellent cook.
You can't go wrong with simple.
Yeah.
I love simple.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap things up here real quick. And so, Claire, what are your last parting thoughts or tips that you can give our viewers?
It's never too late to start working out. And if it's something you really want, you can do it. You can do it.
Right.
I feel better now than what I did in my 20s. I feel great. I feel energized. I don't have those mid-afternoon slumps. I feel fantastic, and I look good too.
There you go. You can't go wrong with that advice. So, thank you so much, Claire,
Thank you very much
for participating, and congratulations again for being Camper of the Month. I know it hasn't been an easy road, but the satisfaction is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
So, listen to our tips. Go back and watch this video if you need to, because there's a lot of great tips. So this is Val for GE with Superwoman Bootcamp saying, taking you from ordinary to extraordinary. Bye-bye.